Isn't there a better way to go here? And you've already got your remarks prepared, but you look at the case of Gerald Emerald. Now, he did not apologize to his victims. He did not admit his guilt. He was charged with molesting some 40 kids. He's been in jail, I think, almost as long as
and I think
LaGuer.
That's an outrage.
Yeah, okay.
So
that's where I'm going with
case,
this.
And it's a scandal
so
that the governor of Massachusetts hasn't pardoned him a long time ago.
Why not take that case in point and say, when is enough enough? Lenise Plant lived. I mean, she lived, she probably died somewhat of injuries she suffered from this assault, but she didn't die. It wasn't a capital case. What, can you argue that simply spending 20 years of your life in jail for rape is enough?
Well, I think it'd be enough even if he had committed the crime. But I think there's something admirable about his refusing to take the easy way to a parole, which he could have done.
Some people just think it's nutty.
Well, maybe it's a matter of honor.
He can't admit it. He doesn't. He's so delusional at this point that he doesn't believe he did it.
Well, he's not delusional at all. I don't think anybody that talks to him can believe he's delusional. He might be. I mean he might somehow be so psychologically incapable of admitting his guilt that he has suppressed it. Mm-hmm. But he still wouldn't be delusional in the normal sense of the word. But there might be something to that. But even if it is, I think he's been a model prisoner. I think he has done great things to himself in his life. He's a very different person from when he went in. That's true. And the fact is, I don't believe anybody knows whether he's guilty or innocent.
That's true.
And so maybe a new trial is the way out of it.
Yeah, you said in the past that this board is really the board of denials, not the board of parole. How hopeful are you?
That's right. Well, I'm not hopeful at all, because I think this board wants to retry every case. They scarcely spend 5 minutes asking, how did this prisoner do in prison? How well has he accommodated himself to prison life? What has he done to prepare himself to return to civilian life outside the prison? They don't spend very much time on that. In the Bowser case, they didn't spend any time on that. All they did was to try the murder all over again. Well, everybody knows that Bowser was guilty of murder. Right. He sat there and wept while he talked about it, and how tragic it was, what he did, and how deeply he regretted it. But they didn't have any interest in that. They have people who are former district attorneys on a parole board.
Well, don't hurt your case here tonight.
It seems to me that ought to be grounds for not being eligible for the parole board.
All right. Well, good luck in your efforts.
They shouldn't be able to abolish the law that says people have a right to parole.
All right, Dr. John Silber. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Nice to be.